Let's get started with today's story. They say trust is the foundation of any marriage. I believed that for 8 years. I trusted Lisa with my life, my kids, my everything. And yet, here I am, picking through the pieces of a life I thought I knew. Our story didn't start with dramatic fights or obvious betrayals. It started with one conversation that spiraled into something I never could have imagined. One night, as we lay in bed, Lisa turned to me with a look I've come to dread, a mix of excitement and determination. She cleared her throat. "Tom," she started hesitantly, her voice laced with uncertainty, "the neighbors, Mark and Jenna, they invited us to a party this weekend." "Oh, did they?" I said, distracted, scrolling through my phone. She paused, as if weighing her next words carefully. "Yeah, but it's not your typical party." I glanced up at her, sensing something was off. "What kind of party is it?" Her next words hit me like a punch. "A swingers' party." I laughed, thinking it was a bad joke. But her face stayed serious. "You can't be serious," I said, sitting up. "Why not?" she shot back. "We've been in a rut, Tom. Don't you think it could be fun?" I blinked at her, trying to wrap my head around the suggestion. "Lisa, are you hearing yourself? You're talking about sleeping with other people." She crossed her arms, a flicker of frustration in her eyes. "It's not like it means anything. It's just for fun. Mark and Jenna swear it's brought them closer." "I don't care about Mark and Jenna," I snapped. "I'm not interested." End of discussion. But it wasn't the end. Over the next couple of days, Lisa kept bringing it up. She'd corner me while I was unloading the dishwasher, scrolling through my phone, or watching TV. "Think about it, Tom," she'd plead. "One night. That's all I'm asking." My resistance only seemed to embolden her. By Thursday night, she dropped the pretense of compromise. "I'm going," she announced, as I was tucking Emma into bed, her tone sharp and defiant. I followed her into the living room, closing the door behind me. "You're going?" "Yes." "Why don't you just come too? It'll be fun," she said, almost as if daring me. "What about Emma and Ben?" I asked, struggling to keep my voice steady. "We can hire a babysitter." "It's not a big deal," she replied, brushing past me. "It's a big deal to me," I shot back, my voice rising. "You really think this is okay? That this insanity is good for our relationship?" "Yes, I do," she snapped, turning to face me. "You're so uptight, Tom. It's one night. And if you weren't so closed-minded, you'd come too. Maybe it would help us." "Help us? Help us how? By watching you with another man?" She rolled her eyes. "Don't be dramatic." I stared at her, heart pounding, every word she said hitting me like a hammer. Finally, I voiced what had been weighing on me all week. "I'm not going, Lisa. If you go, we're done. I'll file for divorce." Her lips parted in surprise, but instead of backing down, she doubled down. "You'd throw away our marriage over one night? That's pathetic." "No," I said firmly. "You're throwing it away by even considering this." She scoffed, shaking her head as if I were the unreasonable one. I didn't respond. Instead, I let the silence fill the room, my mind racing. Divorce. The word had been lingering in the back of my mind since this whole mess started. But now it was clear. It wasn't a question of if, but when. What was there to save? The woman standing in front of me wasn't the Lisa I married. She was someone I didn't even recognize. As I weighed my options, she broke the silence, her tone almost teasing. "Oh, come on, Tom. It'll be fun. If you're so uptight about it, I can record it for you. That way, you'll see it wasn't a big deal." Her words hit me like a slap. "You'd what?" I asked, my voice trembling with a mix of disbelief and fury. "I'll record it," she repeated with a shrug, as if it were the most casual suggestion in the world. "You can see for yourself. Maybe it'll even turn you on." I was too stunned to respond at first. What kind of person even says something like that? But then, amidst the shock and anger, a thought crept in, a cold, calculating thought. This could work. If she was stupid enough to record herself cheating, it would be the perfect evidence. It wouldn't just confirm her betrayal, it would leave no room for denial. The courts would side with me. She'd lose the house, the kids, everything. I took a deep breath, forcing myself to stay calm. She didn't need to know what I was thinking. Not yet. "Oh, fine. Whatever," I said finally, keeping my tone neutral. "If that's what you want to do, go ahead." Her eyes narrowed suspiciously. "Just like that? What happened to all the yelling and the threats of divorce?" I shrugged, feigning indifference. "If it's such a big deal for you, do whatever you want. Go record it, if that makes you feel better. I won't stop you." She stared at me, her expression unreadable, before nodding slowly. "Fine. I'll go. Don't worry about me, Tom. I'll have fun without you." I didn't bother responding. As she walked out of the room, I felt a strange sense of calm settle over me. That night, as I lay in bed, her words echoed in my mind. Record the whole thing. I couldn't wrap my head around it. Not only was she eager to sleep with another man, but she had the audacity to suggest recording it like it was some casual, harmless favor. The sheer boldness of it left me reeling. If Lisa was so eager to throw away our marriage for a night of so-called fun, I'd make sure she owned every consequence of that decision. The night of the party, Lisa was practically glowing as she got ready. She wore a black dress that clung to her figure, paired with heels she hadn't touched in years. She barely looked at me as she grabbed her purse. "I'll be back late," she said, heading for the door. "Don't forget your camera," I muttered, unable to resist the jab. She shot me a glare but didn't say anything, and then she was gone. As soon as the door closed, I sprang into action. I called my mom and explained the situation in vague terms, asking if she could take Emma and Ben for the weekend. She didn't ask too many questions, thankfully, and I packed the kids' bags, dropping them off at her house within the hour. Back at home, I poured myself a stiff drink and sat in silence, imagining what Lisa was doing. Anger and betrayal churned in my gut, but I forced myself to stay calm. This was a temporary situation. Tomorrow, I'd have the proof I needed, and I'd start the process of cutting her out of my life. The next morning, Lisa strolled into the house around 10 a.m., looking smug despite her disheveled appearance. Her hair was messy, her makeup smudged, and her dress wrinkled from a long night at the neighbors. But there was a satisfied, almost victorious look in her eyes that turned my stomach. She dropped her purse on the counter and leaned against it, grinning at me like she hadn't just blown up our marriage. "Well?" she asked, cocking an eyebrow. I looked at her, my expression flat. "Well, what?" She smirked and pulled her phone from her bag. "I recorded it, just like I said I would," she said, holding it up like some kind of prize. "All the proof you need that it wasn't a big deal. Go ahead, take a look." Her tone, her attitude, the sheer casualness of it, it all made my blood boil. I didn't trust myself to speak. Without a word, I grabbed the phone from her hand and walked toward the stairs. As I turned to leave, she called after me, glancing around the quiet house. "Wait, where are the kids?" "They're with my mom," I said, not bothering to stop or turn around. "Thought it would be best for them not to see you come stumbling in like this." Her mouth opened slightly, but she quickly recovered, rolling her eyes. "God, you're so dramatic. It's not like they'd even notice." I didn't respond. I climbed the stairs, my jaw clenched so tight it hurt. In the privacy of our bedroom, I plugged her phone into my laptop and began transferring the files, my hands trembling as I opened the folder, the weight of what I was about to see pressing down on me. A part of me still wanted to believe it wasn't real, that this was some elaborate, misguided joke. But as the videos loaded and I began clicking through them, that hope shattered. Each clip was worse than the last. The laughter, the intimacy, the utter disregard for me or the life we'd built, it was all there, laid bare. By the time I finished, I felt hollow, the last shred of doubt obliterated. This wasn't just a betrayal, it was a mockery of everything we'd been. And yet, amidst the pain, there was clarity. This was it. This was the end.